la luz se mira bien bonita, como me dice Andrea, pero yo me miro, ay, güey, yo me miro bien pendeja. Yo me miro bien pendeja. Oh, me miro bien pendeja. Have you ever seen a Mexican vampire with a Selena cup? Well, now you have. I know, soy mensa. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. That's as loud as it's gonna get porque me da pena. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about my favorite top 5 horror movies, and I'm gonna be showing some DVDs for show. Like, y'all know my name, cute horror. Not like a cute horror, I'm not a horror, but like cute horror. I'm gonna be rambling a little bit because like I love anything horror. Oh my god, I sound so stupid. Whatever, that's gonna be in the video. So I got my DVDs. First favorite horror movie that I can always watch without getting so bored, and I get the same emotions like, oh my gosh, lots of blood. The first movie we're gonna be talking about is The Lost Boys. I love this movie so much, and I can watch it all the fucking time, sorry. Just look at the back. So okay, so this movie is about a guy named, two brothers named Michael and Sam with their mom. They're moving to Santa Clara, and they're gonna go with his grandpa for vacation. I forgot, it's been like a month since I've seen the movie, but long story short, Max and Michael go with the mom to go visit their grandpa during the summer. And they go into Santa Clara, where it's known where all these like unusual things happen and unusual people are. So throughout the whole experience, Michael's and Sam's mom starts dating this geeky looking guy, and he turns out to be the head vampire, but they don't tell you that till the very end, which is cool. But throughout this process, Michael meets this girl named Star at an awesome festival, at like a little party at night, and there's this jazz guy singing this awesome song that I love. Okay. So Michael meets Star, and then throughout the whole movie, David and the clan, they're like trying to intimidate Michael, and they're like, ooh, we're too cool, we're like the dark kids, like don't mess with Star, she's mine. That's how David is with Michael. And then eventually David makes Michael drink this blood out of peer pressure. Like, if you were to do like drinking beer for the first time, it's because out of peer pressure. So that's what David does to Michael, and he ends up drinking vampire blood. And then Michael's like, well, I'm a vampire, I'm not cool now. Se cree bien chingón. And then, wait, his brother's name's Max. Oh, then Sam is like, whoa, you're a vampire. Like, he's been reading comic books, he's scared of scary comic books. And so he meets the Frog Brothers. Brothers are like the ultimate comic book nerds, and they know how to fucking take down vampires. And so he's telling Sam like, yo, you gotta kill your brother, he's a vampire. And Sam is like, no, I love Michael, he's my brother. And so long story short, they discover how to they're trying to get Michael back to his normal human form, and to do that they gotta kill the head vampire. And it's like overall a cheesy 80s vampire movie, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And yeah, turns out the head vampire wasn't David, and the Frog Brothers, Sam and Michael, kill the vampire clan and David one by one, realizing that, hey, it's not them, it's not David, who David throughout the whole movie makes it seem like he's a head vampire, but he's not. So long story short, they end up realizing that David and the clan, like, they're not the head vampires. And before, they were trying to see the mom's like date, the boyfriend was the head vampire, but he's low-key the head vampire, but he's like outsmarting them and shit. So towards the end, the guy that the mom was seeing, he's like, oh, I wanted you, Michael, and Sam to join my family, but you killed them, so now you don't have no choice. I'm gonna kill your sons if you don't join me and be my vampire bride. Long story short, he gets his ass kicked by the mom, Michael and Sam. And then once they killed him, Michael went back to normal, and that's the whole movie. Plus, the grandpa's a badass. That's like the worst explanation of the Lost Boys, but it's so cheesy, so 80s, and I love it. So this is why I bring this as number one, because it's like a movie, perfect PG-13 that you can watch with your family, or if they're too scared of vampires. This is like the coolest, like cheesiest 80s movies that you both or you all can enjoy. Coming to number two, you want to know another cheesy 80s horror movie that is kind of stupid but kind of cool? You really want to know? You probably don't want to know. You probably clicked off the video, but I'm gonna tell you because I have no one to talk to. There's this one movie called Night of the Living Demons. Here's the cover, since I don't have the DVD sadly, because DVDs are becoming out of fashion or out of a thing, and everybody's depending on fucking Netflix and Hulu. But I'm not like that, because when the cable goes out, where are you gonna go? Exactly. So I wish I had this DVD, but I don't. Okay, so Night of the Living Demons is Angelica, I forgot her name. It's been 2 years. Don't come for me. Gatekeepers of the community. Okay, so Angelica or Angela, whatever her name is, she throws up her birthday party at this haunted house, and the cliche group of high school kids, like the jocks, the football kids that Loki want to get with, the goth chicks, you know, and Angelica, by the way. So she's throwing her birthday party at this haunted house, and turns out that house is like possessed. It's like it has like all these demons that are gonna be free that night. So slowly but surely the demons possess each one of those kids, and Angelica becomes a head demon. Like she becomes a bad bitch of the night. And I think she was low-key a witch or whatever, but this is the way I'm gonna say the summary of the movie, so it'll make sense. Angelica, like, she's low-key getting her revenge for all the people that had bullied her for being kind of weird. So as they get possessed, she slowly like takes down like she slowly takes down everybody. Like slowly the demons possess everybody. I know this doesn't make sense, but if you watch the movie, it will make sense. But long story short, they get possessed at her party. She's a head bad bitch demon. She dances to Bauhaus, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, they all died. Another cheesy movie. I think it's late 80s. This one came out, and now it's on Netflix, and now everybody's like, oh my gosh, you guys need to check this movie out. It's so cute. Like Carmen. But I discovered this movie through my brothers and my cousins, because they used to watch this because they're 80s kids. And this movie would always play in the Mexican channel and Canal 5 at night. And whenever they were together, they're like, oh my gosh, we need to record it through the VHS tape because it's so freaking cool. I managed to get this at Walmart, the $5 section, like 3 years ago. But I got it, and I'm happy because now I can watch it wherever. Netflix doesn't need to like have it, so I can watch it. But okay, so the next movie I'm gonna be talking about is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now this movie is fucking creepy and weird. This is why I like the old special effects, not like this modern CGI shit. But now, like back in the day, they used to like actually make the costumes from scratch. They used to make these creepy like lightning bolts and stuff. Okay, Killer Clowns of Outer Space brings the special effects and the special FX makeup aspect out of it, and the costumes, like everything is so like creepy. Because if you were to see this in person, like this freaking alien fucking clown turning somebody into freaking cotton candy corpse, you'd be like, what the fuck? Okay, but yeah, I love this movie because there's no CGI, there's no computer drawing creatures or aliens or cotton candy or popcorn little monsters. Like, it's all costume and old graphics, and it's just so cheesy. Such a classic, and it's so weird. There's an alien crash in some random park, and this couple's like making out or whatever, and they see this alien crashing like UFO, but the UFO is shaped like a carnival tent. Whoever came up with this movie needs a raise, like now, because the movie's on Netflix, so make that much money. Okay, so it's so stupid. I like it. Okay. So yeah, the UFO is a freaking carnival tent. And then these aliens terrorize this town, and the aliens are clowns, and then people throughout this whole movie, people are like finding this carnival tent in the middle of the forest, and then they're like, I'm gonna go there, that looks like fun, I've been to carnivals, I like that. But who's ever seen a freaking carnival happen in the middle of nowhere in the forest where there's no cars? The people in this movie are stupid. But then they discovered the clowns terrorized the whole city. They even kill the cops. They even make the cops into their puppets. It's so cool. But this whole movie is about these alien clowns killing people in the coolest way possible. So now, besides the 80s, late 80s, or the 80s in general, because I love 80s horror movies, they're so good. Like Friday the 13th came out, Nightmare on Elm Street came out. Now coming to like the early 2000s, modern 2018 horror movies that I actually appreciate, that doesn't have CGI ruining it. The fourth movie I'm going to be talking about is A House of a Thousand Corpses. This came out barely in 2001, I believe, or 2000, or 1999. I was a toddler and story when that came out, but this is like, when you first see this, it makes you super uncomfortable, but it's just like, literally Rob Zombie filmed this and directed this, so don't be surprised by the elements out of this movie. But I just love the whole aspect after rewatching it after so many years. It's so good and so like odd, and it might not be a movie you want to watch your parents with. Because there's body parts everywhere. You're gonna see genitalia everywhere. You're gonna see completely Sharon Moon. You're gonna see Rob Zombie exposing his wife, well, voluntarily, respectfully. Like, that's an art. But it's so weird. It's like literally they're trying to, it's like Dwight. I forgot the actor's name, but it's Dwight being in another scary movie, and he's like, the summary, let me see. So it's like the movie trying to tell you its story, and then randomly in the middle of the clip is like Sherry Moon dressed up as a pinup chick going like you get what I mean? It's just so random, like the way they bring in Sherry Moon to like fucking be dancing in a pinup costume. But it's actually a cool story. So Dwight, the guy that plays Dwight from The Office, is with a group of friends, and they're trying to make this live documentary. They're trying to discover like the haunted places, so they're going to be traveling around the world, see the haunted locations, do a podcast of it, I believe. And they come across Captain Spaulding's gas station, where he sells fried chicken too. And Captain Spaulding's like, yo, like, you want to see the ride? I forgot the name of the ride. And the group is like, oh cool. And it's like these influential group of young adults that the girls were like, ew, like, let's just continue with the car ride. Like, I'm just here because I can get out of the house. But the guys are like, I am so into this creepy shit. Like, tell me more, Captain Spaulding. And then Captain Spaulding like shows them the ride. And then he's showing like all these serial killers from the past. And then one of them happens to be Dr. Satan. And there's a guy that's like, he's like, oh my gosh, like, tell us more. Like, I'm so into this Dr. Satan guy. Like, can I know more? And then he's like, well, there's this location where you can actually meet him. You can actually see his gravestone because he died. So then he's like, you go here, you go there, and then there. And they follow the directions, and they end up in this house. They end up going to this random house, and it's basically a big ass trap so they can all die. Somebody that was hiding in a bear costume like fucking shoots something so Dwight's tires can go. Like, oh no, my tire blew out, what are we gonna do? In this house with a bunch of crazy Looney Toony people, and they don't know that, oh shit's about to go down. They're not gonna live more than that one day. And before the tire blew out, they ended up picking this random girl off the street, which is the character named Baby. And she's like, oh my gosh, my brother has like he has a extra truck where he can help you with the tire. So they go through that, they spend the night. No, they stay at this Looney Booney house, and then they meet Otis, Baby, Tiny, and the mom, and they're all crazy, and Grandpa. And killed in many ways. They end up getting super tortured. This is like the worst explanation of 1,000 houses of corpses. House of 1,000 corpses. Like, this is like the worst explanation. They're about to literally kill the people in the group that are left alive, and they're telling the guy that they tortured, the one that was out of for Dr. Satan, they're like, hey, you want to meet him? You want to meet the boogeyman? That's what Otis says. And they trap the girl that's dressed up. They're all dressed up in a bunny costume. They're gonna bury them so they can meet Dr. Satan, because they're so eager to meet this Dr. Satan that they got their friend killed. And they go down. One of the girls goes running off. Baby ends up killing her. And they go down, and guess who's underneath there? An old Dr. Satan and a minion Dr. Satan. And they get fucking wrecked. They get killed. All brutal. It's like a cheesy old late 90s, early 2000s movie. Like, I just love that aspect, that I'm so sad that it didn't continue on The Devil's Rejects or 3 from Hell. Like, it all changed. Like, that's why I like the movie. The one movie and the sequel that didn't piss me off, that didn't look stupid, that I genuinely liked watching, and I stayed for the whole 2 hours. Halloween. 2018's Halloween is awesome, and I give it 5th place in my heart. And it's modern. It's the only modern movie I give place in my heart. Summary, if you haven't seen this movie, in which a lot of... Hold on. Here, Michael, cover yourself. Okay, so the reason why I like 2018's Halloween so much, and I put it in 5th place, is because they're bringing the Halloween aspect back. They're bringing that excitement, brutality of Michael Myers back. Like, let's not talk about Halloween 6, man. Like, that shit. Michael Myers looked like Nicolas Cage. The summary of this movie is like, Michael Myers, 50 years later. Laurie Strode supposedly doesn't have a son anymore from H2O, and now she has a daughter, and which that made no fucking sense, right? I was confused too. No, it wasn't just you. I was confused too. And so Michael Myers, 50 years later, comes back to kill his sister and every being in his bloodline, which is his niece and the niece's daughter. He's about to kill y'all bitches. And so Michael is now in a mental facility. He's been in there for a while. Dr. Loomis freaking yeeted out of life. He passed away. So his student is the one taking care of Michael now. And these 2 investigators want to be fucking dumbasses and be like, Michael, how does this mask make you feel? And Michael's like, So they're like, we're not getting answers, so now we're going to your sister's house. Bye. And this was like around the same time that Michael was gonna get transmitted into another facility, so he had transportation by a bus. But guess what happened? Michael Myers shut this shit down. He crashed the bus, he killed everybody in that bus, and he sadly killed a person that drove by with their grandkid, like a grandpa. And my grandpa was like, here kid, stay here, I'm gonna check this shit out. Like, what the fuck is up? Like, there's a bunch of people walking, there's a bus that tumbled over, and Michael's like, I'm ready to kill again. So he kills again. He unfortunately kills a little kid, and slowly after shit like that went down, Michael's story. Ew. Okay, so Michael Myers heads back and tries to find Laurie Strode and the rest of his bloodline and kill them bitches, right? And Laurie Strode is like drinking, and these investigators are being stupid trying to stalk her or whatever. And these investigators come in the way of Michael Myers at a gas station randomly, and Michael Myers kills them and does that teeth sprinkling shit, and that was awesome. And long story short, because I talk too much, Michael fucking gets to Laurie Strode's house, and Laurie Strode's house is fucking Michael Myers' booby trap. Like, it has like all of these like technology shit to protect herself just in case if he does come back. And so he fucking does, and they think they killed his ass. And at the end, I don't understand the ending. The niece, after stabbing Michael, she feels like we don't know what's happened. Like, the ending just zooms with her holding Michael's knife that she used to kill him. Like, so we don't know if in Halloween Kills she's gonna be the next Michael Myers, Michaela Myers. But I hope not. I hope they finally fucking kill Michael and Laurie Strode, because I'm really, as much as I love this movie, they're watering it for so long. But I'm glad they brought the OG Michael Myers, the guy that is underneath the mask. Okay, so now I'm gonna shut up because I've been speaking for too long. So that was the end. I hope you liked it, even though it fucking sucked and it's super low budget. I hope you guys liked that video, even though it was super plain, super quick, super long, and you kind of got to know me a little bit more and about my interests, even though this ain't a relationship. Okay, so that was the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button or down there. Give it a like at least, even though if you even though if you saw it for like 2 minutes, please give it a like if you like something what I said or listed above. And in the comments, please tell me your 5 favorite horror movies. It doesn't matter if it's newer, modern, old, in the 20s. Just put it down below. I'll read it, I'll reply, and we'll bond over horror movies, and that'll be cool. New friendships. But yeah, have a good day. Please wear a fucking mask. It ain't political, but it's common fucking sense, and don't throw a party. Dumbass.